In this video, I'm going to explain the second mini project. Keep in mind that the deadline for second mini project is 6th of December 2020 at 23:55. The deadline, as usual, is strict and is not going to be extended, so please respect the deadline and submit your projects before that, because no late submission is accepted, and unfortunately I won't be able to grade the mini project for you, and this mini project has 20 points out of your overall 100 points in this course. So let's get to the mini project and see what is it about. The problem that you're going to solve in this mini project is to use a random forest classifier to predict a student's final grade in an online course. And to give you a bit of context, this online course is very similar to what you're taking this period. This is for a machine learning course, one of the previous editions that I had, and the data is anonymized, of course, but the data that you could see basically includes some forum activities, basically, and we define them as a status 0, 1, 2, 3. So status 0 has to do with the course lecture content related, if the course module is viewed, if the course is viewed, if the course activity completion is updated, and so forth. And status 1 is the assignment related, if quiz attempt reviews, if quiz attempt submitted, if, I don't know, submission reassessed, if submission assessed, submission updated, submission created, all things assignment related. Status 2 is grade related, which if a user checked its grade or did something with the grade. And the final one is the forum related activities. You also have 9 grades, basically the grades related to 3 mini projects, 3 reviews, and 3 quizzes, like what you're doing now. So this is basically the data set that you're dealing with. And the first step in this mini project, like many other data science projects that you're going to face in your life, is the data processing. The questions, and these are some of them, you could ask yourself is that whether there is any missing value. If so, how are you going to deal with the rows or the subjects of the data with missing values? Are you going to remove them altogether? You do something else for them? What are the features? As you saw, there is a comprehensive list of features I just showed you in the previous slide. You need to use all of them. Go through the columns, because probably some of them don't give you any meaningful information. They just increase the data set without any help. You need a compact, clean data set that provides meaningful insight. Let me give an example. For example, if you have a column with all 0 values, basically no activity has happened here, no student has done anything there, you could remove them. Also look at the rows. In any online course at the beginning, several, we call them tourist students, as registered for the course. They don't participate in any activity, they don't submit any assignment, and then eventually they don't pass the course. So basically they are not in the course, they just came there for a few minutes at the beginning and then they left, and they are a good proportion of the data set. What is your plan? Do you want to keep them? Do you distinguish between the students who just came to the class and didn't do much, we didn't submit anything and failed, or the students who actually tried and failed? Which one is it that you want to keep in your model? Which one makes your life as a modeler easier? So this is the first step that you need to do. When the data processing is done, we are going to do whatever we did in the tutorial that I showed. The steps are more or less the same. First of all, we divide our data set into training and test data set. And as you know, there is no written prescription that what is the proportion is 80, 20, 70, 30, 90, 10. This is your choice. But make your choice and divide your data set into training and test data set. And remember, you shouldn't use the test data set for training phase. Then train the model. As you saw in the tutorial, it is as easy as initializing the type of the model that you want to use and then fitting the model. After that comes the performance evaluation. Now it is time to go back to your test dataset that you had set aside. By evaluation here, what you need to answer is that how accurate your model predicts the student final grade on the unseen data. You have some sort of accuracy on the training dataset, but now that the model is trained, how well you could predict the final grade of the students in the test dataset. This is your step 4. After that, we get to the step 5, which are the important features. There's a typo here, I need to fix this. And basically what you're going to answer is that what are the 3 most important features in predicting a student's final grades. And if you don't remember how that is done in a random forest classifier, I refer you to the tutorial video that we had this lecture, and the final section of it was dealing with random forest classifiers. Go through them, that part, and see what I mean by important features. But in short, what I am interested in is that what are the 3 most important features in this dataset that you're provided that could predict the final grade. And the last few steps are very similar to what you did in the first mini project. You need to write a scientific report. As always, the language needs to be clear and scientific. It needs to have the following sections: introduction, data processing, modeling, and conclusion. In introduction, you're going to briefly describe the problem you're solving. And don't only say that this is the data set and this is what I'm predicting. Have a bit of context. Why is it important? Why you're doing what you're doing? And then we get to the data processing. You should write about the choices you made in the data processing and how you performed those decisions. Then what is the modeling approach you're using and how you performed it and how you interpret the output. What does the output mean to you? And conclusion, as the last time, what were the scientific bottlenecks you had and how did you solve the problems that you had? And don't forget to upload the code and the written report into Moodle. If you have more than 2 files, put them in a zip file, because 2 is 3, I think, is the maximum number of files, or 2, the maximum number of files that you can upload. But you could always bundle them in a zip file and upload them. Make sure that the files are working. In the last submission, we had codes that were not running simply because they were not saved correctly. Check what you're uploading. It is on you to upload the correct link. There will be no follow-up if something that you submitted is not working. And that's it. As easy as that. Submit your mini projects, and after the deadline is closes, I'm going to assign you 2 mini projects to review, and then you will be done with mini project 2. Don't forget that we have the online meetings this week as well, on Wednesday 10 to 10:45 with the same Zoom link. I'm going to put that in forum as well in case you need a reference point to where to look for the link to the Zoom meeting. Good luck with your mini projects and see you on Wednesday.